Good evening everybody and welcome back to Lou's Colourful Crafts. I'm Louise Daniels. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. I'm situated in Retford in Nottinghamshire, which is right in the middle of the country in Robin Hood country. I'm really excited this evening because I'm going to use something that I really enjoy, which is the Cheerful Daisy suite. I must admit, I fell in love with the DSP as soon as I saw it. It has so many colours, so much fun and so much potential. Wasn't actually going to get the dies and the stamps. I'm so glad I did. In a moment I'll demonstrate just how useful these dies are and how different they are to those of us that remember the Stampin' Up daisy punches. Now don't forget, if you are watching me live, to say hello in the comments. Watch me hashtag live or hashtag replay, and if possible give me a little bit of love or a like, or even better still, share this live with your friends or on your own Facebook pages. Anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to switch cameras so that we can actually have a go at making some cards on this lovely sunny evening. I'm so glad it stopped raining. So as my camera switches over, I wanted first of all to bring in the stamp set. It has 15 stamps. They are two-step. You can just stamp and fill in the colours. I'll show you what that means in a moment. We have You Made My Day, hi Elizabeth, Oops-a Daisy, so sorry, and Wishing You the Brightest Birthday. And Your Friendship Means Everything. They're lovely. Now it's the dies that I think are wonderful. If I just tip them out, you can tell they're not stuck in anymore. I've been using them a lot. Hi Mum. And I'll just tip those out like so. There's one or two in here that I haven't actually used. I can't get them out. I haven't actually used. There is a little bit, oh I have used that one, a little bit of grass or leaf or whatever else you want to call it. There is a stalk. There is a flower and the middles and another little leaf. I haven't used those ones. I'm going to keep those safe. I just wanted to show you the other dies. So the other dies are a really big piece die. Oh, I need to pink the thing until I've been using them. Use my take a pick. And you've got some other little flowers that actually fit together and a piece for the sentiment. So I'll just move those out of the way, and I'm going to bring in just a couple of cards that I've already made. Hi Lorraine. This, I love this. One of the papers has the pretty peacock on the background, and this was just to show you what I meant by the dies. So this one is this piece here, and I've just cut it out with the reverse side like so, and then this white piece is the middle piece of the die, and I've literally just stuck those onto there like so. I've then done another one with an interesting fold. It starts out as an ordinary card and you cut the diagonal across, and I made these at my workshop this morning. So again, there's that big die. These are the ones that fit in between, and you can interlock all the different colours. Wishing You the Brightest Birthday, some of it's stamped, and then on the back on this one I've made a little pocket. Just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. So there's all sorts of things you can do with these wonderful cards. Now without further ado, what have I got here? First of all, quite simple, I'm just going to take one piece. This is the boho blue card. I don't know how many of you got these papers already, had a go, and they're all plain on the back. So this is copper clay, and that is as it comes. So without anything else, I am just going to use my Tombow and very carefully just go around the edge, not too much so you don't get a squidgle all over. Pop that one on there like so. Oops, now you can probably see that I'm not straight. No, that wasn't quite what I was going to say. You can probably spot that I've actually got a piece of the other one the other way up. Now before I stick that on, I'm going to bring in a bit of double-sided sticky tape, because that's the other thing. If you haven't discovered the latest in colour ribbons, I'm going to measure that first before I start sticking. It needs to go to there. just across there, 10 centimetres I do believe. Let's make sure I haven't just trimmed that too small. There we go. So I'm going to take a piece of my tear and stick tape. I'm going to, oh I'm not because it's sticking to me, I'm going to pop it right across the middle like so, and just peel that off. There we go, pull it up like that, and cut a small piece of the boho blue in colour ribbons. These are really gorgeous. And try and stick it on straight, Louise. It's because I try to do it at a distance. There we go. Oh, it's been a bit manic. Oh, I can have it tonight. There we go. And I'm going to trim off the ends because I don't want them folding under and making more bulk. Hi Gemma, lovely to hear from you, see you, whatever else it is. And then bring a couple of dimensionals in and pop this. Oh, what do you think? Middle or bottom? No, definitely at the bottom of my card. So just literally using some paper and a small piece of the ribbon, and now all I need is a sentiment. And I knew I had some here, sentiment shape. Oh, I've popped it in here, I know what I've done with it, it's here. This is from the actual Daisy Suite, and I'm going to, I love this phrase, oops a daisy, so sorry. Not quite sure where I'm going to send it to, but it's just a little bit of fun. Oh, it would be if I could get hold of it. Where's it gone? Where has it gone? Here it is. Couldn't see it for looking. And I'm going to grab a block. I've been so organised I can't actually find anything. Grab my block, and on this one I'm going to use black, because you don't have to have all of the colours. It makes a lot of sense, it looks lovely when they all coordinate, but still not got enough. That's a really good thing with the, that we can see that with the photopolymer stamps, you can actually see where you're stamping and how inked or not it is. And to pop that on there, it says oops a daisy, so sorry, and I'm going to just glue that one in place. I do. There we go. There we go. And that's a very simple card made using just a bit of paper, a little bit of card, and then I will bring in one of the boho blue dots, and I'll take a pick and we'll go for the little ones. Well, I won't, because it won't pick itself up. Come on, there we go. I'm going to put a little one, a little copper clay one, and one medium size boho blue. And there we go. Just like that is my first little card. Hope you like that one. Now, secondly, within the kit of papers is a square piece. I can't show you a whole one because I've actually chopped mine up completely, but it comes with lots and lots of pieces. And so, just for a change, this is Moody Mauve. I have taken one of the pieces from that. This is from the Cheerful Daisy Suite. It's the new bubble bath pink, and you can see I've just cut the square like so. If anybody's really fallen in love with this paper and you haven't got any already, it is on sale till the end of June. And I've then used the Stylish Shapes to cut out a circle in bubble bath and another one in white. Now, before I stick those on, I'm going to take this one over here. I'm going to find a block. I'm going to grab one of the daisies and my bubble bath ink, and I'm going to Oh, actually, before I do the daisies, let's not make the mistake that I nearly did. And I'm going for a sentiment that says your friendship means everything. And I'm doing this in the Moody Mauve. And I'm going to attempt to pop that in the middle. Like so. There we go. And then I'm going to pick up the daisy. And I'm going to use the bubble bath and put some pink daisies around the edge, because I think this is a really pretty colour. I love this colour. I'm not a pastel-y person at all, but I've really enjoyed using it. This is bubble bath. There we go. Now I could be really clever. She said I could find the tiny spot, which is here, and keep him with the, this is the middle, keep him with the colour scheme. I'm going to just add a middle. I don't want it too dark, so I'm going to stamp it off to my daisies. There we go. And then I'm going to take this piece of card. I've glued that one on. I'm going to glue this one onto here, like so. But just before I do, the same flower in the same purple, Moody Mauve, depending on what country you're in. So that's going to be on there. This is just a tip, because there's no point stamping if you're not going to be able to see it. So I'll just pop that one like this, and I'm just going to have one down here and one here. Just going to bring another one in just off there, and another one, turn my daisy round and pop him on there. And I think that'll do us for daisies on this one. Just close the ink. So do you think we need some ribbon on this card, or no? Ribbon or not? I would put a piece of ribbon, not sure where I'd put the piece of ribbon. I put a piece of ribbon on it across the middle, maybe, I don't know. Let me see if I've got, oh, I'll tell you what I have got. How about this? I've got some of the in colour Dupe. This is Moody Mauve again. Let's have a see. So before I stick that on, let's have a go around with some of this. Yes or no? Jute or not? Jute or not? Let me tie it on, and if I don't like it, we can take it off again. No, we can't, because that piece is, do we think? Oh, yes, I think we'll have a bit of that. Jute or not? Yes or no? I don't know. There we go. And then I'm going to plenty of glue on the back of there and just hold that one on. Do you think it needs some green? Oh, I haven't got any green, Elizabeth. I'll make one with some green on and see. I've gone a bit pinky because that's just what I happen to have to hand. The green is Shaded Spruce or Garden Green, and I don't have either of those to hand. I could have put it onto a green background. I'm just going to add it to a white card base. Could be green. I quite like that idea. I shall have to find another piece of this DSP and stick it to the didn't know whether you saw that tip. I used the double-sided tape without sticking it, unpicking it. There we go. Just to make sure everything stays in place. There we go. more tricky when you've got lots of layers and shapes and twiny bits and everything else to make sure you get a good stick. The bone folder is really useful, poking it all down and making sure it stays where it's supposed to. And there we go. We just need to find some little dots. I need some pink ones. Interesting observation. Let's say, here we go. And I'm going to literally put one there and one there, and then I'm actually going to put, because I like to put odd numbers of them on, I'm going to put one there, a bigger one up there, and another very big one up the middle. There we go. And I hope you agree that this paper is able to make some really, really pretty cards. And then the last thing I've done, just put these two out of the way, is I am just going to clean these stamps so we don't get any more ink everywhere. Just use my squidgy. There we go. And this time I've taken some of the Moody Mauve. I have a piece of this one, there it is as part of a sheet, but I've embossed that, so that's going to be my very first layer. And I'm going to pop that on there. Hopefully you can see the comments. There we go. And now this is where it's going to get a little bit creative. I've just decided to have a little bit of fun. Move these dies out of the way so we can actually see what's going on. And I have got a frame. I've got some white daisies of various sizes. I've got, oops, that one's coming out. That one's meant to do that. That is how they come apart. I've got some pink daisies. I've got some circles and some strips. So, first of all, frame or not to frame? I think frame. Frame. Oh, and then you see you can very carefully, and you see what they do. They take this one out, she says. Oh, you can if it's cut through, which it hasn't. I will just get my snips. I don't know why that's not cut through. You may find that a couple of times you have to run these through the die cutter 2 or 3 times. I'm not sure why. There it is, it's coming now. There we go. They're very fragile, so you're better using your snips to just help it out than you are trying to tear it. So, what do we think? Do we want a frame or no frame for a start while I'm trying to get this daisy out of here? Frame or no frame? Frame. Okay, Mum, we'll go with a frame. Oh, well, we won't because I can't actually get this one out. Just a minute. Thought it had popped and it hasn't. Hope we're all dry after all that rain. There we go. Right. So I'm going to pop the frame on. I'm going to glue, definitely a frame. Okay. Let's put the. It's going to be one of these cards where I think I'm just going to add. It's a good fun thing if you're not quite sure what to do, and you're a bit overwhelmed by because you get sort of paralysed because there's so many choices. I just like to cut lots of bits out and see what happens. So there we go. I've got that one there. I've got a big, very tangled up pink daisy at the moment. There we go, I'll get it out. and somewhere I have got a white middle piece. There's a white middle piece, and you see what I mean about popping them together. So that one goes in there like so. So I'm thinking of popping that on there. You don't have to cut them right through, so they make quite an interesting pattern like that. And the other thing you can do with that, if I could reach one, and I'm not sure I can, can't see any of them. Where have my blender brush? Oh, there's my blender brushes. Let's bring a blender brush in. There's a blender brush. Where on earth I've put them all. And I'm going to start with the darker Moody Mauve. Always remember to go off first because it's very dark. You don't want it all over. And I'm just going to do the edges like so. Puff the middle out. Like so. Added a little bit of colour to that one. And I think I'm going to pop my sentiment. I'm very definitely pink here, and we're going to have try something different as well. Sorry, I'm thinking, that's the trouble, that's why I'm not talking. Makes a change, you all say. She's not gassing. Right, I'm going to bring in this strip. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to grab this one, grab the Moody Mauve, because you can definitely stamp onto DSP in the middle, like so. You made my day. And I'm going to glue these two together, like so. These are again the stylish shapes. And that's going to go flat into the middle about there. Like so. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals on here. This is the DSP that matches the colours. This is Bubble Bath. And that's going to go on there like so. I'm going to glue this one on flat, and I hope you can see that just by having lots and lots of pieces to play with, you can quickly build up quite an interesting card. Not necessarily one that you would necessarily think, oh, I've got to. And that was one of the fun things at the workshop on Saturday. Rather than trying to be very prescriptive, I actually just made some cards and provided the pieces and the suggestions, and we went from there. And there we go. And then I'm going to, let's have a see, do we need any more? Inside, I'm going to open it up, and I'm looking for a little piece of white card. There's one. I'm going to open it up, and I've got a square now, and I'm going to use this piece, which I think are beautiful. You can actually cut all these up and use the leaves and make different shapes, and really very useful. Just add some glue all the way across the back, not too much because you don't want it all glooping out everywhere, and just pop him on there like so. There we go. Just make sure that's stuck down. There we go. So I've added a daisy on the inside. I don't need these pieces. What's another one there? You see, we could add the blue onto that one like so, and I don't think we need any blue on this card. And there we go. I'm just going to find my glue lid. I'm going to bring in some more sparkle, like so. I'm going to put one on there and one on there. And little ones, oh come on, maybe not little ones, can't get that one off at all, how odd, we're just going round and round and round, help, my gems won't behave. I've got that one, 1, 2, still not sticking. There we go. And hopefully you can see I haven't really used the Cheerful Daisy DSP, but I've used the Cheerful Daisies to create what I think is quite an unusual card. So hopefully you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about this wonderful sweet. I certainly wasn't going to buy it, as I said at the beginning. And I've managed to make 1, and I've managed to lose 2 more cards. What's the other cards that I've made tonight? That's a very good question. There's 1. Aha, they're hiding. And another pink one, and the boho blue. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed watching that this evening. I've really enjoyed crafting alongside with you. I've got quite a bit to get ready. I'm going away with Mum tomorrow for a couple of nights, so I've got various things that have got to go in the post. I'll come back so you can see me. And as I say, just a word of advice that there is a sale on for shipping today. It's free shipping till 11 o'clock this evening. And there is, as I say, the DSP sale. Thank you, Elizabeth. I enjoyed making them. And the only other thing to remind you, those of you who are watching who aren't members of my team yet, if you do want to join, it's an ideal time to do so, because for £99 you can choose £154 worth of products. So if I have tempted you, do get in touch. Otherwise, have great fun. If you want some of these cards, I am doing an online class on Sunday. I don't know whether it will feature any of these. There is still time. I'm posting out the kits tomorrow, so say hello and let me know in the comments if you'd like a kit for Sunday. Otherwise, take care, stay safe and keep crafting.